It starts as a simple mistake, but sometimes the person on the other end doesn't hang up. Story 1. It started on a Tuesday with a notification that shouldn't have existed. I'm outside. Open the door, Sarah. I stared at my phone, the screen flickering in the dim light of my living room. I didn't know a Sarah. I typed a polite dismissal. Wrong number. I think you have the wrong house. The reply was instantaneous. I know exactly which house I'm at. You're sitting on the beige sofa. You're wearing the blue sweater with the frayed hem. My breath hitched. I stood up, my pulse drumming against my ribs, and walked to the window. The street was empty, save for the rhythmic sway of the oak tree under the street lamp. I locked the front door, checked the deadbolt, and retreated to my bedroom. Just a prank, I told myself, though the cold sweat on my neck suggested otherwise. 10 minutes later, my phone vibrated again. A picture message. It was a photo of my living room, taken from the dark hallway I had just exited. The timestamp was 2 seconds ago. My stomach dropped, a heavy sensation of lead. I grabbed my keys, intending to bolt for the car, but the phone chirped once more. Don't go out to the car. The tires are already flat. I'm enjoying the show, Sarah. You look so much prettier when you're terrified. I dialed 911, my fingers trembling so violently I hit the wrong button twice. As the ringing tone played, I heard a soft, wet sound from the other side of my bedroom door. It was the sound of a fingernail, or something sharper, dragging slowly across the wood, starting high and pulling all the way down to the carpet. He's not going to answer in time, the text read. I scrambled to the corner of the room, clutching my phone like a talisman. The handle of the bedroom door began to turn. It was locked, forced, then rattled with a sudden, violent intensity that shook the entire frame. Then, silence. Total, suffocating silence. I held my breath, listening for the intruder's heartbeat, but I heard only the steady ping of another message. I didn't want to look, but my eyes betrayed me, darting to the screen. I'm not at the door anymore, Sarah. My blood turned to ice. I slowly tilted my head upward. There was a slight indentation in the ceiling tiles above my bed, a space I hadn't noticed before, now pushed aside just a few inches. Through the narrow, jagged gap, a single human eye peered down at me. It was wide, bloodshot, and unblinking. The phone vibrated one last time, a gentle, buzzing hum that sounded like a funeral bell in the quiet room. Found you. Story 2. It started on a Tuesday with a text message. Don't forget the milk on your way home, and the bleach. I stared at my phone screen, my thumb hovering over the reply button. I didn't know who sent it, but I figured it was a simple mistake. I typed back. Think you have the wrong number. No milk here. A minute later, my phone buzzed again. Sorry, muscle memory. See you soon. I laughed it off, set the phone on my nightstand, and climbed into bed. I lived alone in a studio apartment in the city. The only person who had my number was my landlord. I fell asleep to the hum of the passing traffic. The call started the next night. At 3:14 a.m., my phone shrieked. I fumbled for it in the dark, my heart hammering against my ribs. Hello? There was only silence on the other end, but it wasn't the empty silence of a dropped call. It was rhythmic, wet, heavy breathing that hitched every few seconds, like someone struggling to suppress a sob. I hung up, my skin prickling. I blocked the number, but my phone vibrated 5 seconds later. That didn't stop me last time, the text read. Panic, cold and sharp, settled in my gut. I checked my lock screen. The number was different, but the message was the same. I spent the rest of the night huddled in my bathroom, the light on, clutching a kitchen knife. The sun rose, bringing a false sense of security. I told myself it was a prank, some sick digital harassment. But when I walked to my front door to leave for work, I froze. Pinned to the exterior of my door was a Polaroid. It was a photo of me, taken from inside my apartment, from the angle of my bedroom window while I was sleeping. In the picture, my eyes were closed and a shadow was looming over the bed. My phone buzzed in my trembling hand. I didn't want to look, but the screen lit up, illuminating the dark hallway. "You look so peaceful when you're terrified," the message read. "I'm standing right behind you." I spun around, the knife held out in front of me, but the hallway was empty. The silence was deafening, broken only by the sound of my own frantic pulse. Then I heard it. A soft, wet clicking sound coming from inside my closet. The door creaked open an inch. My phone vibrated one last time. I watched the text appear, the blue light reflecting in the crack of the shifting closet door. "Found you.